Hello. The topic for today is don't talk politics this holiday. And with uh, Labor Day coming up right now and all the holidays in the future, this video might be for you to help avoid a lot of conflict in the holiday. Hi, my name is Bill Clotty, and I'm a psychotherapist and licensed clinical social worker and author with over 45 years of experience working with folks on a lot of different topics. And I want to try to bring that in here to see if some of these thoughts will help you. And I think they will. So let's start right in a way with this topic of politics during holidays. It seems to happen a lot. And I think there's reasons for that when people get together, uh, you know, they sometimes have grievances a little bit like, you never listen to me, or I'm kind of the black sheep of the family because I don't agree with your politics, or, you don't like someone I'm with. Things like that can get in the way. And so we want to be careful at this time to make this a positive experience to get together, not a negative one. So I hope you will watch this video, and all the way to the end, I'm going to give some ideas of what to do to avoid conflict on the holidays. And actually, my next video is going to be on a very similar topic. So I'm going to just reiterate, don't talk politics on holidays. It just never helps. Just avoid it. And I'm going to give you some real good tips on how to avoid it in a minute. But just to be clear, it's not going to help unless I'm wrong. If you can think of situations in your past where holidays have been great because somebody started talking politics, then maybe I'm incorrect, but I don't think that happens very often. And one other point to say about this of why it's not helpful to talk about politics is to think of yourself. Has anybody at a holiday really helped you change your mind and side with them? If so, well, I think you're maybe going to be the exception. And here's why, by the way, so many conflicts seem to happen around holidays, and that includes this current Labor Day, Memorial Day, 4th of July, Christmas, Hanukkah, Thanksgiving, New Year's, and maybe anniversaries and big parties. When people haven't been together a lot, they find this chance and they think, oh, now I'm going to mention something. Or maybe they're really still kind of angry about something and saying, well, I'm going to tell them when I'm there. And I'm just saying, that's not the time to do it. If you want to talk about that stuff, it might be very important, but don't do it at the holiday where you're supposed to be, trying to be, wanting to be in a fun spirit with family or friends that you want to spend time with. And you don't want to bring up a topic that's a difficult one for people, today's world in particular. Another reason that this tends to happen a lot during holidays, and by that I mean arguing, is that people may have had a little too much to drink or smoke, and they're feeling loosened up to express their views. Not a good idea, so just be aware of that. So let me give you about 4 tips on how to stop arguments this holiday, this Labor Day for you right now as it's happening, and future holidays of any kind. Number 1, don't start. Sounds silly and obvious, but don't start yourself by saying anything. And think about this in advance, that tell yourself, I'm not going to bring any of this stuff up. Even though I want to convince that uncle that he's wrong, or this aunt to side with me, and these things. It doesn't usually work. So don't start. It's sort of like pushing a car, If it's already going downhill, it's really going to be hard to stop that. So don't start pushing the car at all, and don't let it gain momentum. So that's number 1. Just don't start any of that stuff if you can. Number 2, maybe you'll talk with people that you side with a little bit more, or tend to agree with your ideas or are peacemaker kinds of folks in the family, and talk to them in advance and just say, or maybe even the person that you often disagree with, just say, let's not bring this up at the holidays at all in any way. Okay, can we agree on that? Let's agree just not to bring it up. And so, in other words, talk about it a little bit in advance. Okay. Um, the third idea that might help is if somebody starts topics like that, just bring them into another room. Get them up. Say, "Oh, could you help me in the kitchen a second? Or will you put the dog out for me?" Or something to get them out of the room, okay, to stop it from escalating. And I'll give you the fourth tip that I have, which again might sound obvious, but we need to think about these things and then do them. And that is simply to change the subject. Just change the subject. I'll give you a classic. This happened in my own family about a dozen years ago, and in my wife's family, where we had two very strong differences on politics, and it was a dining room table, Thanksgiving, and one of the children, adult children, brought up the topic, and I could just see the conversation started to go by the other side, who totally disagreed. And as soon as it started, I went like this, "Wow, look at that. It's snowing outside. I haven't seen snow in a while. Well, that's really amazing." And then I just changed the subject and started to talk about, this dinner looks really great. It's so great. Um, then I don't know. It's like, was your birthday last week, wasn't it? Or you just change the subject. Everybody knew what I was doing. I was changing the subject, but nobody persisted because I kind of made it obvious that that's what I was doing in a fun way, not angry, not judgmental. I kept that inside and just helped change the subject that way. Okay. And one last thing I'll say about any of these ideas. One is don't start. Number two is talk to another person in advance to try to head these things off. And then the third is take somebody into a different room if they start talking about this. And the fourth is change the subject. Be creative. Don't be angry. And literally you might point and say, "Wow, what's that?" And even everybody might know what you're doing, and just let them know you're in the action that you're changing the subject. One last thing, if somebody there or on the side at that holiday says, "What are you doing? Why did you do that? Bring it up." Or why did you talk about that goofy idea? You can be honest, just directly say, "Well, I just wanted to change the subject. It looked like it was going to become an argument, and I really care about you guys, and I just wanted to avoid that. That's why." So those are my suggestions on avoiding politics this year, why it's important and how to do it. So next week, I'm going to do a continuation of this on how to not argue about politics in general in any situation. And I hope you will be there. And let me say, if you think this was helpful to you or would be helpful to someone else, be sure to give it a thumbs up so others see that. Subscribe so you might get some more of this information, especially next week on a very similar topic about arguing and politics. And I'll see you next Friday. Thanks.